Welcome to another video from Leverage for Change Coaching. Today we will explore how the anxious attachment shows up in relationships. 1. Hypervigilance in relationships of any sign their partner might abandon them. 2. This chronic fear of abandonment makes you feel unsafe in relationships. 2. Feelings of anxiety, panic, distress, sadness and numbness are some emotions that will accompany this fear of abandonment. 2. Your relationships are usually marked by feelings of sadness, despair, anxiety, fear, feelings of tightening in the chest, feelings of heaviness in the body, and loneliness. 3. Feels not good or worthy enough to be loved, and as adults you derive your self-esteem or sense of self-worth from those you're in relationship with. 3. Your beliefs and experiences as children are carried over into your adult relationships, which now determines how you experience your romantic or intimate relationships. 4. You work hard to be liked by everyone, but feel unappreciated by everyone. 4. You put others on a pedestal and people please to earn their love and attention. 5. You easily connect with others and feel that you need to ignore your needs, while being super focused on meeting the needs of others. 6. You need to be seen, heard, and understood and might use negative behaviors to get that attention. 6. Additionally, your need to be seen, heard, and understood are magnified by the constant fear that your partner may abandon you at any moment. 7. You are usually quite charming, giving, and very open with your feelings, but you can run the risk of being too open, too soon. 7. This can put you at a disadvantage to others who are looking to use you, and you may run the risk of them using what they have learned about you to manipulate or hurt you. 8. You have a tendency to be clingy and jealous in relationships, especially romantic relationships. 8. However, this jealousy can also include close friends and even family members with whom your partner spends a lot of time. 9. You are ruled by your emotions and feelings of anxiety, and this can result in you making snap judgments about a situation that you have not fully thought out. 10. Your idea of a relationship reeks of fantasy and you want to move things along very quickly to live out this fantasy. 10. It could be your second date and you're already thinking about your wedding dress and how your name will sound with his last name. 11. You fall in love very easily and can get obsessive quite early after meeting someone. 11. This can also be described as limerence, where one behaves in an obsessive manner towards someone they don't really know. 12. If you're a woman and your tendency is to be the one to actively move the relationship forward by calling, making suggestions for dates, paying for dates, planning when you will next meet, etc. 12. You're most likely an anxiously attached individual. 12. While dating, you tend to assume the role of the chaser because you feel you need to be in a relationship to be happy. 13. You have the tendency to think in extremes. 13. You perceive relationships as something that can be lost at any moment, and feel you have to be hypervigilant for any clues that this might occur, hoping that you can fix it before that happens. 14. Because of the fantasy belief of what a relationship should look like, you have the tendency to expect your partner to read your mind, as you believe that is what someone who loves you should be able to do. 14. As a result, you may get upset and say or do horrible things you will later regret. 15. Has a very anxious outlook on relationships. 15. Need their partner's constant reassurance to feel that they are safe in the relationship, which can be very tiresome for their partners. 16. Huge fear of abandonment, so always on high alert thinking your partner is going to leave them. 16. However, if or when they do leave, you find it extremely difficult to get over it, or in the case where you are extremely uncomfortable in the relationship, you will also find it really difficult to leave, even at the cost of being miserable all the time. 17. Your anxiety goes through the roof when you're not constantly being reassured. 17. If you perceive something is wrong, say you sent a text and didn't get a response for a few hours, your anxiety becomes elevated and you will text back to back, and call over and over until they answer. 17. You need constant reassurance, even if that reassurance comes in the form of an argument. 18. For the anxious preoccupied, any communication, even an argument, is preferable to no communication. 18. Your sense of self is dependent on how your partner sees you. You're constantly checking your email, texts, or social media to see what your partner says about you or just to keep track of them. 18. Ideally, you would love to be with your partner all day, and you're always on high alert, watching to see if they are still into you or if they may be losing interest or cheating on you. 19. The tendency is to be very jealous during and even after the relationship is over. 19. This puts a lot of pressure on the relationship because while you can find partners who will put up with that, many won't or can't because of their attachment style. 19. The reality is that, if you're in a relationship, you should be able to trust them, at least until they do something to remove that trust. 19. However, for the anxious individual, there does not need to be a reason or evidence for distrust or jealousy to occur. 20. Intimacy and closeness are core needs. 20. However, if your partner could only understand that someone with your attachment style is only as needy as your unmet needs, life would be much simpler for both of you. 21. You easily pick up on changes in the emotions of those around you, which can lead to anxiety and resentment. 22. When unsure of how your partner feels, can become needy and clingy, and persistent in finding out what your partner's intentions are so you can relax. 23. You can be very sensitive and your thoughts usually goes to a negative meaning of anything your partner said or did. 24. There is always this subconscious fear that your partner is always going to leave you, and can respond to this fear by being very controlling because of the insecurity around the status of their relationship. 25. Can be jealous of anyone or anything taking more of their partner's time, family, friends, job. 26. Always looking for reassurance from your partner of their love for you. 27. Puts partner on pedestal and rearranges your life to revolve around them. 28. Expects partner to read your mind and gets frustrated when they don't. Having an insecure attachment style can be tiring. It could feel like you are on an emotional roller coaster all the time. It can cause anxiety, stress, unhappiness, and low life satisfaction. When it comes to adults with anxious attachment styles, relationships might be both life-saving and life-threatening. On the one hand, the fear of being alone or being rejected creates a disturbing feeling, which leads to constant doubt and worry. On the other hand, the presence of the loved one, and more importantly, their demonstration of love and affection is the remedy. Unfortunately, this puts them at a disadvantage since they are constantly at the mercy of how their partner responds to them. This dependence on others for their happiness further devolves into feeling of lowered self-worth. To work with me, email me at leverageforchange@gmail.com. See you in the next video.